My name is Drew, and I'm in charge of the content for TELO social media channels. It's actually through a friend of mine, Mike, from the Telosive EV podcast. He discovered them through, I think, a TechCrunch article or something, and they were not too far away from me, and I thought it would make for a great video to go down, ask some questions, because there were a lot when we first saw the TELO truck. It was just a render and a dream, so we decided let's just start asking questions, and we met Jason and Forrest, and they had very thorough and amazing answers for every single question and concern that we had that you could tell they had thought about years ago, and so I've been a major fan ever since. We met up with TELO at one of their public events here in the Bay Area and got talking with some of the new hires, the new team members, and that's when we started having conversations about, hey, I think TELO is ready to tell their story. We're ready to start sharing our journey with everyone so that our fans and future customers know exactly what's going on with the company on the day-to-day basis. And the original video I did on my own personal channel, Telosive EV, did so well that they said, hey, we think you're asking the right questions and you know how to frame our story properly. So that's when they asked me to come aboard, and I've had a blast. Oh, there's so many different things to be excited for. I guess I love the idea of rethinking vehicle footprints from the ground up. It especially feels like in the age of electrification, there is so much opportunities for radical vehicle rethinking. And from the beginning of my, car ownership experience, I originally drove a Ford Ranger, and I loved how easy it was to drive around, how small it was, how easy it was to park, and yet still had a massive bed. Really, the only issue with that truck I had was it ran on gas, and I didn't want to have to keep fixing head gaskets and transmissions, and the maintenance involved with that engine was really frustrating and annoying. And I feel like the TELO truck is the absolute dream of what I initially wanted that pickup truck to be. Something that was practical, that could sit up to 5 people and still have a ton of space in the back for cargo, payload, or even just hanging out with friends. We loved just hanging out in a parking lot in the bed and sharing a meal back there, talking about our days, talking about our stories. And I feel like the TELO truck is really going to unlock that functionality in such a great form factor that hasn't really been available on the market for years and years, and now with an extreme focus on simplicity of maintenance by being on an all-electric architecture, making it cheaper to run and making it far higher performance, which is going to be insane. I've mostly done tech-focused YouTube videos over the past 8 or 9 years as a career, and I'm really glad I did now because that got me into talking more about electric vehicles around 2019, and following more and more interesting electric vehicle startups got me into TELO around 2023. So if it weren't for that interest in making content about technology and what tech is worth it and which tech isn't, I probably never would have found TELO and they never would have found me. So I'm happy to bring my knowledge and experience from running YouTube channels to TELO. Ugh. They're good challenges, but they are still challenges at the end of the day. I think in my experience of doing YouTube videos, you always wanted to talk about the most interesting thing possible in the news that day. So many times that was TELO, but it's kind of completely different now working on this side of the aisle of the automotive industry, because now it's like the most exciting stuff going on at TELO happens to be the stuff we're not quite ready to share yet. And we have to be a bit more strategic about when we unveil things, when we release things, and the YouTuber side of me just wants to spill everything. I just want to say all the most exciting, cool, game-changing tech that is going on here. And for my own personal interests, it's amazing that I get to be a fly on the wall during some of these meetings and actually be able to have a say on what goes on with the product design or naming. If you hear people say the monster tunnel, all me. But the challenge is definitely not spilling the beans on things. I gotta hold back a lot of the most exciting things going on, and that goes directly against my instincts as a YouTuber to try to talk about the most interesting thing going on a day-to-day basis. So it's fun and it's exciting, but yeah, the challenge is definitely trying to hold back the most interesting stuff. I'm hoping for a more realistic goal of world domination. We'll start with world domination. Maybe we'll dominate Mars in the future, but we'll start with Earth for now. World domination, for those who don't know, would mostly involve just like tens of thousands of TELO trucks, not just in America, but across the world. I think the compact nature of the pickup will make it sell incredibly well in Europe and in Asia, in Australia, really everywhere that people are interested in having utility-focused vehicles that are more affordable. That's, I think, the main demographic of the TELO truck is people who want a one-car solution, who don't have the money or excess cash to blow on multiple vehicles that all do different things. The TELO has the efficiency of a commuter vehicle with the capability of a Tacoma at a price point below what an average pickup truck costs in the US. So basically checks, I think, the most boxes of any vehicle ever made, and the only natural evolution of that over the next 5 years would be, world domination. Cheeseburger. No, that's not an... Okay. Cheeseburger pizza? Pizza. Sorry. That's the correct opinion, but yeah, that's it.
Thank you.